This is a carburetor repair for a 1964 International Cub Farmall tractor. This is with a newer style carburetor. Before this they had I believe they had an older cast iron carburetor. This carburetor has a kind of aluminum alloy newer style carburetor, and they only use this one carburetor and the other carburetor pretty much on the standard Cubs. The low boys used a little different carburetor configuration, but this will be pretty standard. Now you can see the old gasket compared to the new gasket. This came in a kit from this company, and this is the part number on it, and all these parts came in the kit. The gasket, I got a new needle valve which has already been installed, and I got a new let's see, this is goes for the throttle, but I'm not going to install that because my throttle is in very good condition. This Cub does not have a whole lot of hours in it, and I'm not going to change it unless it needs to be changed, because anytime you fool with anything, you're subject to break off these little screws, which they give you new screws anyway in the pack, but you could damage the butterfly. So if it's in good shape, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, but fix whatever you can to make everything work better. Now this tractor has been sitting up for years. I've already cleaned it out. It had a lot of crud right here in the inlet, and I don't believe this is a standard inlet. It looks like somebody's probably modified that and just used rubber hose instead of, very possibly the Cub came with metal gas line from the gas tank down to the carburetor. I'm not sure, but this is probably going to work fine. These threads were boogered up a little bit inside here. I had to take this out to clean it. I cleaned it real good and did a very thorough job of cleaning in here, because trash will cause these needle valves, which are very sensitive, to clog up. So I cleaned this out and I put it back together. They had some type of sealer on here that was like some kind of a JB Weld type product or something that was really hard to clean out. So be aware that when they were changing this, I guess some of these threads were boogered up, so they wanted to put some kind of super duper sealer on there. But when you do put those sealers on there, you tend to cause more problems down the road. Now I used the Teflon tape. You have to be careful with Teflon tape. If you get it around the end of the fitting, it can, little pieces of it can flop over into your and obstruct your fuel flow and cause more problems. So when you're threading the tape around the threads, make sure you don't run it all the way to the end. Put plenty of Teflon tape and then put it in good, and hopefully you'll never have to take it out. My float seems to be in good shape, and so the thing I'm going to concentrate on today is getting the float adjustment height right. As you can see, I've already installed the new needle and seat, and that, I believe, is the crux of my problem, because my tractor is flooding. The little tractor runs beautifully right before it dies when you turn the fuel off. So that tells you that it's chug-a-lugging, it's kicking out black smoke, so it's running way too rich. So when you turn the fuel off, it chug-a-lugs until the engine starts running out of fuel. It leans out, and then all 4 cylinders kick in, and it runs beautifully just for about 15 seconds. And also, obviously, fuel is pouring out of the pours out of the bottom of the carburetor right here while it's running, so you know that it's just getting way too much fuel. Now I suspect my problem could be just in this gasket right here. As you can see, the gasket's in horrible condition. It's cracked right here, and I believe that it could be sucking fuel through some of these out of the bowl into the venturi area, through some of these cracks in the carburetor, because there's a negative pressure when the carburetor's running, just by the Venturi effect, and it's possible that it's sucking fuel through there. Now they give you a really good new thick cork gasket with these kits. This is not a original international Farmall kit. This is, of course, aftermarket kit, but they give you a good thick gasket, and so when that's installed, that should take care of any problems that are leaking around out of the fuel bowl pulling over into the Venturi area. So it could be that gasket situation, or more than likely it was in this this old needle and seat. Let's see if I laid the little valve here. Here's the old needle and seat. That's a fairly heavy, probably stainless steel needle and seat there, and it looks good, but you never know. So the new needle comes with a, I believe it's called Vitron. It's a little, like a rubber tip. Of course, regular rubber won't hold up the gas, but it's a little rubber tip on here that actually works better than just metal to metal. So you'll have rubber sealing against the little hole on the inside there. So I've got that installed. I have one little issue that's of concern to me, is that the new seat had longer threads on it, and it seems to work okay, but it was a little tight when I started tightening it all the way down. But I looked to see, and it obviously would not protrude in and obstruct the fuel flow, so I think we're okay there. So how do we adjust the height on it? I got, with this kit, as with aftermarket kits, you are very subject to get the wrong instructions, which is the case with this kit. It came with instructions sheet that says it's for an M tractor.